How's it going, guys? So you may remember around 2 years ago I made a video on how you can help wildlife from home. When I originally made that video, it was at the back end of the lockdowns here in the UK and people were after something to do, so we thought it could be a really cool idea to sort of look into what you can do from home and ways you can help nature and conservation without leaving your sofa. Every single thing I spoke about in that video is still incredibly relevant today and all of the projects are still running, so I recommend you go back and check that out. I'll leave a link down below and at the top of the screen, but today I'm going to talk about even more ways you can help wildlife from home. So enjoy the video. My name's Adam and welcome to Naturescope. So today I'm going to show you 3 different resources you can use to help nature and wildlife from home. 2 out of 3 of the things I'm going to show you, you don't even have to get off your sofa for. So all of the things I'm going to show you today are what's known as citizen science. Citizen science is a way of researchers to gather more data and get more help with what they're studying using you and me, the general public. So usually what this involves is some sort of monitoring scheme that we can go in and help. It might be analysing photos, it might be listening to sound clips, it might be looking at data, translating things, it could be absolutely anything. So the benefit of this is that scientists who often don't have that much money and that much time can use resources and people to gather a much larger, more accurate data set to better help wildlife and to better help nature. So everything I'm going to show you today is real world science. All of the projects you can get involved in will give scientists data to help protect wildlife and to help protect nature long into the future, and I'll go into that in a bit more detail. So let's take a look at the very first thing we're going to talk about today, and this is the fish doorbell. Some of you may have already seen this one. This blew up on TikTok quite recently. Now this is a river in the Dutch town of Utrecht, I think I've said that right. And there's lots of different passages and locks blocking the ability for fish to move upstream. So there's lots of different reasons fish might want to move upstream, but the main one is for spawning. Often fish will travel upstream to the very place they were born to spawn their eggs and begin a new cycle of fish. So scientists and people who look after the waterways were getting really worried about the lower number of fish travelling upstream, and this was mainly due to blockages. Like I said, there was tons of locks, tons of barriers along the river that was preventing these fish from getting upstream. So they decided to do something slightly different. What they did was set up a live stream, a live camera that was pointing towards one of these locks in the river that would traditionally block fish from being able to swim upstream. Underneath the live stream there's a button. Whenever you press this button, the people in the Waterways Control Centre get an alert. Now why would you actually ring the doorbell? Well, it's simple. If you see a fish or multiple fish waiting at the camera, it means they're likely trying to get upstream. So by pressing that doorbell, it lets the waterways management team know that they need to open the gate. So if enough people press the doorbell, they open the gate and the fish can swim on through, and you can watch this all happen live. So I sat down the past few nights on the fish doorbell website just to see if I could see anything, and honestly I wasn't expecting to see much, but the first time I opened it I caught a monster fish. I think it's a pike to the very top left of the screen. This then went away, we pressed the buzzer, you can see when other people are sort of pressing the buzzer as well. It also takes a screenshot of when you press the buzzer, so this can be sent to the control room so they can properly analyse the photo and see what everyone was pressing the buzzer for. That went away, I'm not sure if they opened the gate for it. Then a few seconds later another fish swam by, and I'll try and get some more clips, but yeah, it's genuinely quite fun and it's quite a bit of a shock and a bit of an excitement whenever the fish swim past. The fish doorbell and every single thing I talk about in today's video can be found on the links in the description below. So if any of them take your fancy, do go check them out. And just to show how easy these things are to be involved with, every time you see me giving them a go, or anytime you see any footage of the projects or the programs on screen, that will all be recorded and captured using my phone. So you don't even have to get off the sofa to get your laptop. Everything can be done from your phone. The next one we're going to be talking about is the iNaturalist app, and unfortunately this is the one you might have to get off your sofa for. But you don't necessarily have to leave your house, although you can if you want to. The iNaturalist app is an identification app. So basically what you do is you use your camera phone, go around and take photos of absolutely anything. It can be plants, it can be animals, it can be mushrooms, it can be grass, it can be the sea, it can be rock formations, absolutely anything. And the app will do its best to identify it. It's actually got a really good identification feature in there. So even if you don't take part in any of the projects that are on the app, you can just have it on your phone as a good thing to identify anything you see that you might not know what it is. Like I say, you take photos of things and you upload them on the app. This is then given a geotag so it knows exactly where it's taken. You can give a little bit of information about what it is, maybe what its behaviour was, have you seen it in the area before, things like that. And this is then uploaded for researchers around the world to be able to use. Genuinely, the data you give could be used for absolutely anything, but there's plenty of already ongoing groups and ongoing research things that are on there. Just a few of the groups that I found while scrolling. There's a UK one where they're trying to categorise and log and get a bit of a map of where all the fungi and mushrooms are in the country. Here in the county of Essex, we have the Essex BioBlitz going on. So the University of Essex and the Essex Wildlife Trust are trying to get a map of all the wildflowers in the county, as many as they can. They're aiming for 20,000 different plants to be recorded through the iNaturalist app. And over a 10-year period, that's going to give us a view and a bit of an insight into how our wildflowers are changing here in Essex. Now, those projects I've just spoken about probably will mean you'll have to leave the house. But even if you just sit at your back window or your front window and take a picture of any birds that come past, take pictures of any flowers that might have appeared in your front or back garden and upload it to the app, this could prove really valuable for research across the country. To finish off today, I'm going to talk about the Zooniverse website. Now, this is a website that's absolutely full of citizen science projects. There's hundreds on there, and not all of them are to do with nature. Obviously, in this video, I'm going to focus on the nature and wildlife related ones, but I strongly encourage you to take a look at their whole library of different projects. There's things in the arts, things in physics, things in languages, so you never know where you'll be able to help and what might interest you. But let's take a look at just some of the things you can find on there to help wildlife. Drones for Ducks is a scheme where they've flown drones over huge populations of ducks, birds and waterfowl. What your job is to do is to look at some of the images the drones have collected and put a box around any birds and any ducks you find and identify them if you can. The data you collect using their images will be made to create an artificial intelligence that will be able to fly over the duck populations and easily identify them from above. This means that the scientists working on protecting the ducks and the waterfowl can focus on other things, whilst hopefully the drones do all the work for them. This is Woodpecker Cavity Cam. In the US, red-headed woodpeckers have had cameras set up outside of their holes. Small little video clips are taken whenever these cameras sense movement, and these are uploaded to the Zooniverse website for you to analyse. What you're looking for is if you can see a woodpecker, what its behaviour is, how many you can see, and any other animals that you can see in the video. The data gathered from the project will then go off to the scientists and help them understand a little bit more about red-headed woodpeckers' behaviour and what's going on in and around their nests. Marine iguanas are facing extinction, and with iguanas from above you can help to fight that in a small way. What they've done is they've gone over it with drones similar to the Ducks for Drones or Drones for Ducks project. And what they want you to do is try and count and spot any marine iguanas that you see on any of the images. They'll also ask you to look for any plastics, any pollutions and any other animals that you might happen to see using the drone photos that they provide you. This data will then go to working out the populations of these marine iguanas. Where are they? How many of them are there? And just give them a more accurate representation and more accurate data to help protect these amazing animals. So that's everything I've got to show you today. All of the links to everything you've seen will be in the description below, and if you give any of them a try, please let us know in the comments how you do. It'd be really cool to see you get involved. Even if you just spend 1 or 2 minutes and you do 2 or 3 photos or watch 2 or 3 videos in each of these projects, it will really help the wildlife and the researchers out heading into the future. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, it really helps us out. Subscribe and turn that bell notification on to not miss a future NatureScope video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.